Okay, well, I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight for our breakout session to learn a bit more about our Mackinac Island Governor's Honor Guard. We have the privilege of having both of our troops that we have, our service troops that we have with our Girl Scouts Heart of Michigan Council here with us today. And I just want to welcome everybody and thank you everyone for doing this, for sharing the what I call the joy of what you do and the great service that you provide. So this is going to be just a pretty open, easygoing session as far as just really getting a chance to see you meet our directors of our two troops. We have our troop out of our Saginaw region with our director Brenda Coleman, and our troop out of our Ann Arbor region with our director Jacqueline Jeffrey. And we just are so thankful that you joined us today, and would like to get started with if one of you or both of you would like to share with us about what is Mackinac Island Governor's Honor Guard, and just kind of a basis of if a girl was interested and not sure what it was about, what they could learn from that.
Sure. I can go first. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay, Christy?
I can hear you a little bit.
Okay, just one second. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Brenda from the Troop 609. In the Honor Guard is a service camp where we get to work on Mackinac Island for, our troop gets to work for a week. Jackie will speak and she gets to go for 10 days. So we spend a week on Mackinac Island working in Fort Mackinac as guides in the fort and at historic houses downtown. We do flag ceremonies morning and night. We do service projects around Mackinac Island and help the state park with what they need. It's a lot of fun. We do get free time as well, where we can explore the island and earn some interest project patches that only the honor guards can earn, as well as some shopping downtown, visiting the Grand and the Governor's Mansion, and doing all that fun stuff as well. Jackie, anything you would like to add?
Well, I'll let Tori Cantrell add. Tori is here. She is one of my leadership girls. So Tori, what would you like to add about what it means to be a Mackinac Island Honor Guard?
Being part of Mackinac Scouts is a lot of just like being able to serve your community and just help others, which is really rewarding. And you do get a lot of free time. You do a lot of fun evening activities that you get to do. You get to do a lot of time downtown shopping. But the main part of what we do is we love to help people, and it's just been helping people, raising the flags, and just making those friendships with people both in the community and other people in the scout troop.
Great.
Thank you, Tori. And what I'd like to add to that is, for all of you leaders out there, I have been doing Girl Scouts now for over 30 years. And this is one of the most girl-led, girl-performed, girl responsibility programs I've ever been involved in. And I've been involved in this program now for 22 years. Although the past 2 years we have not been able to serve, unfortunately, due to COVID, our leadership has stepped up and made plans for the girls to keep them engaged, to keep them learning about Mackinac and Michigan history, and to let them really understand the program and keep them involved. And that's been really amazing over the past 2 years to see what they've done virtually to keep all of the younger girls engaged and the older girls earning IPPs even during COVID, because there are IPPs you can only earn when you're on Mackinac Island. So that has been really engaging, and it just shows the leadership quality of the girls and the responsibility that they take on.
Thank you. So what would a girl do if they were interested in joining one of our Mackinac Island Governor Honor Guard troops?
Sure. Bonnie is here from Troop 609. So Bonnie, do you want to explain our selection weekend?
Yeah, absolutely. So originally you would apply to get accepted and then you get invited to the selection weekend. And that's when we'll kind of meet each other, and most of the beginning girls, like the beginning girls and the second year girls, kind of get like an interview with Brenda, and we all sort of talk to each other and talk about the program and learn what we're kind of hoping to plan for and what we want to do with the week that we're there and what we want to do in the trainings and what's going to be asked of us. So it's really a process of like applying and then meeting people, and you get selected as either a girl on the island or like an alternate. So in that case, you would not necessarily be going to the island, but you'd be like training with everybody. And then if for some reason someone couldn't go to the island, then you would fill their spot. And yeah, there's rarely any rejections. Usually the program's pretty big. So
Thank you.
So for Troop 7901, we have an application process. The applications are due in November. You have to have 2 references, and then you'll come to an interview, which includes adults and girls, sort of like more like a business sort of interview, where we interview you. You tell us about your Girl Scout programs. They tell us about what they've done in scouting and what service means to them. And then because we do the interviews in early December, it's the first weekend of December, sorry. Applications are due in November. We go through all the applications, and those that are complete, we have interviews the first weekend of December. And then because it's in December, we don't want to ruin anyone's Christmas. We send the letters out the first week of January, letting people know if they're in the program or not. And then our first training is the 3rd weekend in January, where we get started for the season.
Thank you. Thank you. So what I would like to do at this point is I would like to open it up to our participants here. And if we have, especially if we have any girls that have joined us tonight, to open it up so that if you have any questions or just would like, some more information on something, to feel free that you can ask the questions, and we would like to have an open discussion. So it looks like we have a question. Is there an age requirement?
So the age for the program is set by the Mackinac Island Scout Commission in their manual, and it's ages 12 to 18.
And the next question we have is, how would a girl know which troop they might apply for?
Apply for both. There's no reason you can't. You need to look at the training dates that are in the program. The application shows the cost of the program. The training dates, that they are mandatory, so it is a big commitment to the program. So you need to look at each program's applications that are online and then decide.
And do girls have to reapply each year?
For Troop 609, yes, they do have to apply each year. And the returning girls, we do evaluation at the end of the week. And so their selection process also includes that, as well as the selection that Bonnie outlined for the following year.
And that's the same with us. Everyone who wants to be part of the program, including the adults that volunteer, besides the director, but the rest of the adults still have to apply every year. And then it's based on their girls and adult evaluations from the preceding year, as well as their application and references for what position they're applying for. And you do have to apply every year to be included in the program.
How much does it typically cost to participate?
That depends on a lot of factors. We do require a full uniform, black tie shoes, and other things that have to be purchased for the program. So if you're a new girl coming into the program, we try as much as we can to outfit you with uniform pieces that we have. But if we can't, you need to purchase them. The fee for the program in our program is $275 for the 10 days. That includes your transportation up on a bus, as well as all your food for the week, for the 10 days while we're there, and the food for the 2 weekend trainings that we have. But your uniform costs can run anywhere from, $300 to $600, depending on what you buy and, how much we can provide in the uniform pieces that we already have. So that's sort of a big factor in the program, but we also try and find as much financial support as we can to help out with that as well.
Yep, and 609, it's $240 for our week on the island, and we have 3 training sessions that it includes. Our uniform runs about $100 to $150. We also have uniforms that we try to let you borrow that have been donated from seniors graduating to help offset that cost from a first-year girl as well.
Do you have certain weeks that you normally serve on the island?
Yep, Troop 609, we typically go after the Detroit Boy Scout troop. So our week usually depends when they go. And so it's the first or second week of August is when we typically go.
So Troop 7901 has historically been given the last weekend of the season. So our troop, instead of going for 7 days, like the rest of the groups throughout the summer, boys and girls go for 7 days. We go for 10 days over Labor Day weekend. So we leave that Monday on Labor Day. Early in the morning, we raise the flags and head home. But girls do miss school for our program because of the new early school start. So that's something to take into consideration as well. We do allow the girls to bring homework with them. We write letters to principals and teachers to help support the time off as a history and community service event, which a lot of principals have waived, and it doesn't even count as an absence because of the amount of history that they learn, and they treat it like a class. Tori can speak to this better than anyone because Tori has gone for several years. She'll have to tell you how many, where she's had to bring a laptop and books and coordinate with her classes, including some pre-college classes and advanced classes that she's been taking. So Tori, you want to speak to getting excused from school?
Yeah, so I was able to, there's only was 1 year that I've had to serve while my school was in session because my school decided to switch just a few years ago. But I had to serve during my first week of school, and I got excused by my principal, and he was really nice about it. We actually already had like a good relationship, and so he was like really nice about it, gave me all the time off, and I was able to talk to all my teachers, and they were all really nice about it. And yeah, I was taking like some AP classes that I had to do a lot of work on the island for, as well as some just like online classes. But you get time on the island, and I was able to get all my homework done. My teachers were really nice about like if I didn't get something done, I was able to have time in class to get it done. So.
Thank you. Our next question is, what does a day on the island in service look like for the girls?
Bonnie, do you want to answer this one?
Yeah, sure. So normally we will start our days waking up, I believe, at 6. Is it 6?
If on KP, usually 6:30.
6:30. So
Yeah.
that's KP wakes up earlier than everybody else, and they go and like make breakfast for everybody, and then we all wake up and we get ready for a little bit, and then we eat breakfast together, and then we do our flag at the barracks. So that's the diamond ceremony. We make a diamond around the flagpole, and then we'll go and do the flags on the island. We'll raise them for the day, and then we have a little bit of time back at the barracks to get ready, and then there's a few shifts of guide. So I think it's been a while. I think it's two or three shifts of guide. So it's like, I think three-ish hours at a time that we would go out, and you get a guidepost, and that's where you stay, and you will operate that guide for a set amount of time. And during that, you get some breaks. And after that, you have other duties for the day. Sometimes you'll do service projects. So that'll be like weeding certain areas. We've cleaned the gravestones. We have picked up trash. That's a really common one. And other than that, there's also like KP duties if you have KP that day. And then there's free time too, where you just spend your time shopping or sightseeing, go to the Grand Hotel, walk a little bit. There's lots of places to see, and there's actually more free time than I expected there would be. And other than that, there's like meal times. And then after everything, we lower the flags for the day, and then we will have the night diamond ceremony, and we have like an evening program. So that is something like a game that we all put together, or a badge hike. I have a couple of those badges with me that the SPL will direct, and will learn something about the island or something like that, and kind of spend time with each other, have some fun. Then we go to bed at, I believe, 10. I don't remember the bedtime, wake up times exactly, but that's what a general day is. Like, you raise and lower the flags, and you go to guide, and you spend time doing service, and you spend time cleaning, and it's a really good lifestyle, actually.
Tori, is there anything you'd like to add to that?
Yeah, ours is pretty similar. We split our guide into 3 different groups. So each one you're about 2.5 to 3 hours for our groups. And then, yeah, kind of like what she said, you get a lot of different like service projects that you go do, and those will kind of be scattered throughout the week. And then just going kind of into like our barracks system, there will be 2 days during the week where you'll be on barracks duty. And what that means is that you're kind of like in the barracks, and you'll be cleaning that day. And you're with friends, you're having a lot of fun cleaning, but there will be 2 days throughout the week that you won't be serving. You'll be instead like cleaning and cooking for the girls who are doing their service that day.
Thank you, Tori. Any other questions, Christina?
Yes, we have a leader asking, as a leader, what should we consider if and when a girl asks to recommend her?
I'll take that one, I guess, and then Brenda can follow me up. One requirement we have that's really mandatory is they have to have spent a week away at camp. They have to have gone somewhere without their family. So it's really important, if you are the leader of the troop, that your daughter has done a camping experience at Camp Linden or whatever camp. I don't care if it's a YMCA camp or not that I'm trying to push that. I love Girl Scout camps, so go to Girl Scout camps, but they have to have been away for a while. When we go up there for 10 days, it's a really independent experience. They're responsible for getting up on time. They're responsible for being ready on time. Mama's not around to find their gloves. And although Tori can say we've had many experiences where we've had to help girls find uniform parts because they weren't ready on time. But it's really important to make sure that they have good responsibility and organizational skills. But I think the most important thing as a leader is making sure they've had that opportunity to go away before you send them as remote as you're sending them up to Mackinac Island for 10 days, that they've at least been away 3 or 4 days on their own without family. Because homesickness over 10 days is really hard to deal with if a girl hasn't been away. So that's one of the things I really look for when you're giving a recommendation. You're looking for that sense of responsibility, service, that the girl wants to do community service, and that they have been away from home. Brenda, I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
Yeah, so our references help us at our selection weekend, where we look at how the girls work in teams and how they're responsible and interacting with others. So the questions on the reference form go back to some of those qualities we look for at selection weekend. So just being able to answer those and give the honest feedback is what helps us out.
Great, thank you. Our next question is, what is the Mackinac Scouts Committee?
It's an interesting question. I don't have a committee. Do you, Brenda?
Well, I think I maybe misheard you, Jackie. You
Okay.
said when the guidebook for the Mackinac Scouts something is
Oh,
1218.
sorry. It's the State of Michigan Mackinac Historic Parks Commission. That's what runs this camp. They own the property that the camp is on, and they send us a guidebook every year of rules and regulations that we have to follow. Part of those rules and regulations are, what time we have to serve breakfast, because the scout coordinator eats breakfast with us. That's their employee. What times flags go up and down is a set time, because Islanders like to watch the flag ceremony. So those all happen at set times and set sequences. The manual also requires us to have a bugler, or to get one from another troop, to have a cannoneer that will fire the cannon. All those things are in that manual that comes from the State Historic Parks Commission. So sorry, I didn't understand the committee, but it's actually the Mackinac State Historic Park, which is run by the state of Michigan.
And next question is, why do we only have 2 troops?
So there is, Jackie's been there. Jackie, how many years has your troop went? 44?
My troop has gone 40, I think it's 44 consecutive years, but we also have the Ann Arbor troop out of Ann Arbor was one of the first troops with an area in Detroit that went to Mrs. Milliken and petitioned for girls to be able to serve. Girls first served in 1974 in the Ann Arbor region, which is historically part of our GSHOM council, served in 1974 and 1975. And then there was a break, and then we've served 44 years consecutively. So to answer your question, why are there only 2 troops? There are more than 2 troops. In the state of Michigan, there are 6 Girl Scout troops, and then there are 6 Boy Scout troops, and other troops can apply as well. It's just that the Mackinac State Historic Commission typically picks the troops that have history running the program, because you basically run the program on your own while you're there with a scout coordinator's assistance. So and our group 7901, in the 22 years I've served, I've only served one year with a scout coordinator, because the scout coordinator goes back to college. So we basically run the entire program for them without a scout coordinator. So there are only so many weeks in a summer, and every troop gets a week. There is a requirement in the state manual that says that the troops must be made up of individuals from multiple troops in the area. So it can't all be one troop. So I saw a question in the chat that we sort of passed over, unfortunately, which was, do the girls quit their troop and join this troop? No, you do not quit your troop. You stay active with your troop. You stay active doing the things you love to do as a Girl Scout. This is sort of an activity that you do that becomes part of the girls' heart. They do take on being a Mackinac Island Honor Scout as it's an honor. to be a scout, and it really becomes, you know, the island becomes a home away from home. And the girls just love it, and they come back year after year, and it's unfortunate they can only serve 7 years, right? I think Bonnie and Tori would both agree to that statement, that many girls wish they could serve more than the 7 years they can serve. So, but our troop is made up of girls from all over the state of Michigan. We have girls in our program that come from Southeastern? Sorry, the old names are coming into my head. Southeastern and Michigan, Indiana. As long as the girls are residents of the state of Michigan and registered Girl Scouts, they can apply to the program. And they can apply to whatever troop they want. Like I said, we have girls that come all the way down from Traverse City to serve with us. And all the way down from Michigan City at the border as part of Michigan, Indiana. So our troop is made up of girls from many, many troops, and they've all become sisters. So I hope that answers both of those questions.
Thank you. Yes. So there was a question about where would someone find the information about training dates and costs?
Yeah, and Christine, I put the links right to our
Great.
part of the website in the chat. And so it has
Great.
both of our applications. It has several videos on both of the troops. So they can go right to that section of the website to find both applications.
Great. Thank you. And I was going to add that usually once a girl is selected to be a part of a troop, that is when they would get that information of the more of the details for when the training dates would follow. And
So
Yeah,
on our
they're-
application, sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead, Brenda.
our dates are all on the application so that when they submit, they're committing to those 4 dates that they can be at all those trainings. So they get it up front so they know what they're committing to.
Yep. And the application, our application also requires the girl and the parent to sign the application, that they understand that they're committing to that, those dates and those mandatory trainings. We want to make sure the girls are prepared as best as possible to be docents in the fort and to raise and lower the flags. There are skills to raising a 20 by 30 flag. As Tori and Bonnie can tell you, when you have to raise the the garrison flag, it's a skill, and it takes 22 girls to fold it. And they fold it silently, not saying a word in our group. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to watch when they take the flag down and take it down onto the parade grounds and fold that flag, because they've trained and they've learned how to do it and they know what they need to do. And then we also have trainings for the leadership girls. We have patrol leaders, assistant patrol leaders, SPLs, several different ranking positions. Then they train the girls. They do all of the trainings and prepare the younger girls to be part of the program.
thank you. And one of the questions is there biking?
Troop 609, if we don't bike as a group, but you're welcome on your free time to get bikes, or parents bring bikes up and to go biking.
So in 7901, we try and do a bike trip on Wednesday nights. It's been getting a little harder with the later opening. The fort stays open longer, so it's been a little harder to get that bike ride in, but they do go as an entire group. And they have a sack lunch at British Landing and bike all the way around the island. And that's paid for as part of the program, our program fee. They can, if they want to, rent bikes during their free time. And there are plenty of bikes on the island. They're all over the place. And oh, by the way, if you go to Mackinac Island, the horses have the right of way always, not the biker. So make sure you keep that in mind. The horses have the right of way.
Thank you. How many girls are in each of the troops?
Troop 609 has 56 that we select, and from 4 to 6 alternates that train with us in the event another girl can't make it.
Our week is considered off season. So we need a minimum of 49 girls to go and to say that we can commit to serve. We like to take 56, that fills every single bed. For 10 years consecutively, we took 60, and the island allowed us to put 4 cots in the dormer window spaces, and we had the leadership sleep in the cots on the dormer windows, and we were able to take 60, which was really nice to be able to accommodate that many girls that were applying. But the max right now would be 56 because that's how many beds they have there. I doubt they'd give us a variance for more at this time.
We have a next question from a leader. It says, I am a leader of a Brownie Junior troop and previous Mackinac Honor Guard Scout. Are there opportunities for younger girls to visit or assist in some way while our Girl Scout troops are serving on the island?
They can always come and visit us, and we always have snacks on the back porch. So if you do have a trip planned with your Brownie troop to come to the island during our stay, we'd be happy to see you. We are doing an event, gshom, for, it's called Honor Your Flag, and it's going to be October 9th at Camp Linden. And we're going to go over a lot of the things that the Mackinac Scouts do. We're going to do marching and flag raising and etiquette, a little Michigan trivia and Mackinac trivia. But mainly the event is about learning about your flag and how to take care of your flag. And we're going to also end with a flag retirement ceremony, which is quite emotional to retire a flag. So if you'd like to sign up for that event, you can go to the source and find out the information. Again, it's October 9th at Camp Linden. And we'd be happy to have you there. Someone asked a question, is there swimming? There is swimming at the Grand Hotel. The manual gives us a reduced rate to go there and swim. However, it's really difficult because they require us to send 2 adults with the girls that are swimming. And there are certain times that you're allowed to swim, and it's hard to make that work with their duty. So it's difficult, but it can be arranged. I don't know if you swim, Brenda.
No, we don't swim. I do want to backtrack just a little bit to the previous question about participating in an event while we're on the island. Troop 609 does run an event the Sunday that we're on the island. It's set up like a scavenger hunt where you participate in interacting with the girls and talking with the girls and touring the barracks and being able to watch our flag ceremonies, and then you earn a patch at the end of the day. So we encourage troops to come up and visit us that day, ask lots of questions, see us in action, and being able to talk to the girls and interact with them while they're on KP duty or service duty, things like that day.
Great, thank you. We have a question. Do troop leaders have an opportunity to participate?
So we do have applications on the part of the Girl Scouts Heart of Michigan website for adult leaders. At this point for next year, I believe I'm full. I might have one opening, waiting to hear if one of my adult leaders are coming back, but it's the same application process. Our applications for adult leaders are due by the end of the year. Our girl applications are due in March. And so it would just be an application process and an interview with me for an adult leader position.
So we have adult applications as well, and we do require them to attend all of the trainings and also attend the full 10 days on the island. So you really want to make sure you look at that commitment of all of the training dates. Plus we have additional adult meetings that you need to attend in January and August for making sure that the adults are prepared for their positions. We have sleeping arrangements for 8 in the barracks. That's all we can have in the barracks. So I may have some openings. I'm not sure. It's going to depend on who applies. Our adult applications for returning adults are due in October, and our new adults are due the first week of November.
Thank you. And it looks like we have gotten through our questions that are posted. Oh, wait, it says, will troop 7901 be there this year? Which, you wanna-
No.
My heart is bleeding. The Mackinac Scout Service Camp was canceled in 2019 and canceled in, I'm sorry, in 2020 and in 2021. So there's not a Mackinac Scout Service Camp right now. And I do know that many of the employees in the Mackinac Fort miss us very much. I have heard from them, and they want the Scouts to come back desperately, but due to COVID, it was canceled last year and this year. So the last time we served on the island was 2019. But we know, right, Bonnie and Tori, we're going to serve in 2022, right?
Yeah, and Troop 609 should be there right now. This was our week of service, and
Yeah.
there's quite a few actually alumni and some of the current scouts going up on Friday, and we're doing a service project for the state park on Friday day. So a lot of alumni, put it together for us, and so we're excited at least to be able to go up there and help the state park do a service project this summer.
I am going up this weekend as well.
Oh, we'll be
Will you be on the island all weekend?
I'll be there Thursday to Sunday.
Thursday to Sunday. Okay, I'll be there all day Saturday.
Okay.
So I will have to hook up with you.
Yeah, we're doing a private carriage tour in the morning, and then we'll be back in the afternoon.
Cool. It'd be nice to see you.
Yeah, it'd be great.
But yes, unfortunately, the camp with their medical directors decided that there was really no way to quarantine scouts if something were to happen. So they canceled the program. But we're anxious to get back next year and serve again. However, even though it was canceled both years, we still did events with the girls. Like I said, when we started out, the leadership girls planned many events. We had Kahoot games, we had scavenger hunts, we had trivia, we had badge encouragement where girls were encouraged to earn the badges and work on the badges. So, you know, they had a program despite the fact that they couldn't provide service to the island, which was sad, but they still had program and learned a lot.
Well, are there any other questions that we can help answer for anyone?
I do see one that says, is there over an abundance of girls who apply? I know the last several years, I can speak for Troop 609, we've gotten enough to fill our 56, and we've had 6 to 8 alternates. We haven't told anyone no in the last several years because we've gotten just enough applications to cover what we have to have. We go during peak season, so we do have to have, our minimum is 52 scouts, but we do take the 56. It is a little bit tough for us with all the flag duties that we have to do. So we've gotten just the number that we have needed, not an overabundance.
Prior to the school change, we used to get roughly 90 to 100 applicants for our 56 positions. That's when we tried to raise the number to 60, which the island let us do. But since the school change, we struggle to get enough girls to provide the program. 3 years ago, we had just enough. We reached our minimum limit, which was 49, and spent the entire year praying nobody dropped, or nobody got sick, or nobody got made the drum major of their band and it couldn't come. So it's been nice, but sometimes the past couple of years, due to the school change, we've had to, well, it's partly because of the school change, but also partly because of less membership to reach out to, right? So if you attended the kickoff, you saw those numbers and the declining membership. So that's a factor as well. But we do a lot of reaching out. A lot of our scouts will go to troop meetings and talk to your girls about the program. They have a PowerPoint presentation that they can bring and photos and stuff. And there's many girls that are willing to come out and talk about the program to the girls that are thinking about it as well.
Right. We do have a question that came through asking about vaccinations. for specifically regarding our current COVID-19 situation.
So we do not have the manual for the coming 2022 year. It usually comes out sometime in December. The application process, we have to apply to get our week, and that process usually starts in late October, November, and we find out in December. Once we get the manual, we'll know what the island's requirements are. At this time, we do not know, but I have not heard any word from the island as of yet that they are going to require vaccinations.
Thank you.
Brenda, I don't know if you've heard anything.
I haven't heard anything different.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I mean, some places are requiring it, right? The University of Michigan just required it of all faculty, staff, and students by August 30th. And there's an exemption process.
I'm gonna move the page here, and we don't have to wrap up quite yet, but I know just for reference, we did have it in our chat notes here for where we can find the applications and some more information on our gshom website. And I find, one of the quickest ways is just to type in that little search bar at the top, Honor Guard, and it will take you right to the page if you're not remembering what links to follow to get you there. Another thing to look for if you're looking for some more information and some insight from the girls, we have a couple of podcasts that are beautifully done that you can find on our website, and a couple of the sessions of the podcasts are specific to our Honor Guard troops. So and any other questions that we can help answer?
Thank you, Tori and Bonnie, for being here tonight also to talk with us and talk with the leaders about your experience. Is there anything else, Tori or Bonnie, that you would like to share before we sign off?
I don't know. I guess it's nice to see people interested. It has been 2 years of not being able to do it. So hopes are high for next year, but this is really encouraging. It's really nice to see people really excited about it, even if they're not even the age to be in the program. Like, can we go to the island? Can we go to the barracks? That's really awesome to hear because I love this program so much and I wish I'd gotten into it earlier. I really hope that we get another great year to kind of cap off my experience with it. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it is the best way to learn how to work hard.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Bonnie. Tori?
If you're on the fence about applying, just go for it. It's completely changed my life. It's made me it's helped me grow as a person and as a leader, and it's made me into the young adult I am today. So if you're on the fence about it, go for it, and you'll love it. You get so many good friends from it. It's so much fun.
Thank you, Tori. Thank you, Bonnie.
Thank you everyone so much for joining us today. And as always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're happy to help you out or point you in the right direction. And I can speak personally that my daughter, she's in one of our Mackinac Island troops here, and it's become near and dear to my heart. I've just seen her grow so much as a young lady, and just to see her just enjoy it so much. And so, it's a program that we support very much, but I personally can, it's near and dear to my heart. So, we're very, very thankful for all that you do, Jackie and Brenda. It's just, we can't thank you enough. And thank you girls for the time that you put in for, serving on the island and doing all the great things that you do there. So. All right. Well, Well, thank you so much, everyone, and I hope everyone has a wonderful evening, okay? And thank you so much for joining us.